Hi, it's Marina the Soul Alchemist. It's time to pick your own card weekly guidance for the 1st through to the 7th of April. So if you've not had a chance to tune in, you can tune into cards 1, 2, or 3. And I'm going to reveal the messages, themes, and energies that will be supporting you over the next 7 days. It's also Easter today, and it's also Mercury retrograde. Going into Mercury retrograde. So what I am going to do is I'm going to pop a little pendulum activation at the end of this particular video, because some people can really kind of lose their stuff, like really lose their head when it comes to Mercury retrograde, and we don't need to. So I have got pendulum activation that just supports you to feel calm through this. It's just like Mercury retrograde, and we don't need to make it something it actually isn't. So that pendulum activation will actually really support that transition, which goes on until the 25th of April. So I'm using the Akashic Oracle card deck. So if you've got your own deck, fabulous. You can play along with me. And this is like having extra training and learning in terms of interpreting the cards. If you haven't got this modality in a box, then please do click the link below or reach out to me and I'll share that with you. It comes with a key pendulum also, and it comes with a masterclass. So you get yourself a little pendulum to use to activate Akashic healing. I explain all about that in the masterclass, and you get some charts and you get a PDF handout. So it's a full training modality in the box. So these cards, as usual, do link to each other. And the bonus card this week is soul alignment. And I've given you a little flash there what it was. Excuse me. So soul alignment is that particular card. So that is the bonus, but they do all interconnect. And it's quite a powerful week. And I know I keep talking about power, don't I? It's the last 2 weeks I've spoken about power. But this first card, you'll understand why I'm talking about power. So if you've picked a card as your main one, it is the first card of the deck. So it's a double one. And each cards do connect. And it's almost like we're going through a bit of a journey through the week. If we are focusing on that first card and we are addressing the messages of that particular card, which is power play, which is why I said power. So for me, if we pick card 1 as your main focus, even if you haven't and you're coming back to listen, amazing. And trying, you're kind of wanting to get the full depth and richness of this reading, then it's looking at where you are giving your power away to external, in particular external circumstances, relationships, situations. But it also can be internal, and it can be like limiting beliefs as well, stories that we're telling ourselves, which we give our power to, which then keep us stuck or in this perception of stuckness. Whereas in fact, we're not stuck at all, but our fears or our ego or whatever it might be have us believe that, create the excuse, and then we stay in that space of, being being managed, being restricted, being held in at the mercy of our external circumstances, which we absolutely don't need to be. But we have to see where that power is going in order for us to take it back, to make changes, to change things up a little bit, to change our mindset, our perspectives. But if we don't see where our power is going, then we're not going to know. So this is about awareness this week. Notice where you place your power, why you're placing it there. Is it fear? Is it expectation? Is it obligation? Is it just habit? And do you want your power to be there? And if it's a no, then how can you bring that back to you? That's going to take a bit of self-reflection this week. A lot of self-awareness to where we place our power. So you may want to have just a little check-in, maybe once a day. If you can just manage once a day, set your alarm, calendar on your alarm on your calendar, 12 o'clock midday. And you could just hear the bleep and it's like, where am I placing my power at this point in time? Is it power that serves me and my goals, my intentions, whatever it might be, my relationships, my health? Or am I in the midst of something and I don't feel like I have any power and I feel that I'm giving it away and I don't want to? So just having that reminder, and it might be that you need an alarm to do that because we're not in the habit of checking in with ourselves over and over again, unless there's something really dramatic going on or we've been physically hurt and we check in with the body. Or, we're getting into practices of, doing these check-ins maybe early in the morning, maybe at night time. But, if we want to really see where we're putting our power, we have to do it more often. And, it's not something that hands up, it's not something that I've mastered at all, because we're all human. But this card is saying we can start to do this a bit more. And that's what this card is saying. So you can get sight of where you're placing your power. Because when we know where we're placing our power, we can make change and transformation. We can stop those habits and those repeat cycles of patterns that we keep experiencing on Groundhog Day. Because we decide, actually, I'm not going to give that any power anymore. I'm going to take it back. So where do you place your power? Why are you placing that power there? And how can you take it back? That is very empowering. That's a really empowering card that we have to start off our week. And I've given you a little challenge, a little activity. Should you choose to do it and try it, then I would love to hear how that actually impacts positively your week. And maybe what insights and learnings and understandings it also brings you. It'd be quite an eye-opener. Okay, so let me know how that card resonates. If you want to go deeper and have your own one-to-one session, then please do reach out. I have a package where you can have 4 sessions with me per year. So I'm holding space for a whole 12 months. And there's Akashic activation and healing that happens on that session, not just a 3-month forecast. If you pick card 2, this could be something that you then need to do based on card 1. So it might be that you've got sight of where you need to where you've been giving your power away, say through obligation or expectation, and you've made excuses. I need to do this. I have to do this because I'll be letting people down. There's nobody else to do it. There's nobody else to do it. Only I can do it. So I have to do it. Card 2 is kind of giving you an idea of maybe why you keep doing it. And you have this story that's you've really convinced yourself on. And card 2 is about releasing guilt. So it's guilt that's likely to be the thing that is keeping you giving your power away. And this card is saying, release the guilt, release the burdens, release whatever other stories you're telling yourself of why you still need to give your power away to the thing, to the person, to the situation, to the circumstance. Release the guilt. And if you release the guilt, then you find that there are other ways for things to be done, for people to be supported, for things to change. But guilt is a really strong chain. It's a really strong chain that can keep us really confined and stuck. And at some point, we have to accept that we need to forgive ourselves and let go of the guilt. Let go of the fear. Whatever this is relating to for you, it's time to release the guilt. So just notice on these little check-ins, if there's anything there that is connected to the energy of guilt. And now that, you know, there might not be. It might be more of a fear or a shame energy. And that's okay. Release all of that as well. But you might find that there's a guilt one in there in particular, and that might be the one that's actually causing the most challenge, the one that's connected with guilt, where we're operating from a space of guilt. We're making choices from a space of guilt. We're doing that because we feel guilty, because if we don't, who else is going to do it? So release the guilt, or release that excuse of guilt that is there, and allow yourself to walk into the light. Allow yourself to see what can then evolve and happen because you're reclaiming your power back and releasing the guilt. Guilt is a power drainer as well. Just keeping that emotion going or being governed by guilt is a power sapper. So let me know again how that card resonates for you. Of course, if there's anything in particular that you need to, you know, that you would like to work on a one-to-one session, and that might not be oracle cards and empowerment sessions, that might be more of an Akashic alchemy healing that's much more about healing. There's intuitive guidance that comes through as well, but I hold the space and we do a lot of activations, and, you know, we're looking at a lot of deep karmic stuff, patterning that can be released, why it's there, what's the frequency of it, and we get to clear that from your records and your multidimensional being, so you no longer hold the frequency of that, so then you don't continue to attract it, which then keeps that cycle of behavior and pattern and thinking going. So we release, we kind of cleanse it, we clear it. If you need something a bit more specific like that, reach out and we can have a chat and I can let you know how I can support you. Okay, so if you've picked card 3, it's renew and relax. So just think, we're working ourselves through this journey. And if you pick card 3 as your main focus, please go listen to cards 1 and 2, because you're going to really need this by the end of the week. So we're doing our little check-ins. We're checking in terms of where we're placing our power. We're realizing, oh my God, I give my power away in so many different ways that I didn't even realize. Again, do that without guilt. This is not an opportunity to beat yourself up and it's like, oh my God, I'm really rubbish and I just don't have a handle on what I'm doing. It's none of that. It's like we're doing this in a very neutral way. We're being curious. Then we're releasing guilt. So anything that's connected to guilt around why we give our power away, where we're giving it, all of that type of stuff. And then it's like, okay, now I'm just going to renew and I'm going to relax, because I've been doing all of this like self-reflection work and I'm reclaiming all my power. And you know what? I'm going to reclaim my power in the spa or in a beautiful space where I can just relax and really just kind of like sit in my, you know, sit with what it is that I've achieved, what I've kind of realized about myself, what is available for me to change further and really expand on, maybe where I need more support, where I need to maybe spend more time for myself, nurturing myself. And this is really an opportunity in card 3 to renew and relax and maybe do all of those self-reflections in a really beautiful space. But this is really encouraging you to have this pause, have this space to just really kind of reset and reflect on what it is that you've learned this week, because from that space then you're kind of like not beating yourself up, you're relaxed, you're not going straight into action. There's this pause that needs to happen so that when you are ready to take action, it's aligned action. I mean, in the moment, you may be pulling back your power once you realize and, you know, you start to say no, but then there might be bigger things that you need to kind of reflect on and understand maybe a little bit further in terms of why it's been doing and how long it's been going on for. And that's okay. Do it in a space where you can renew and relax and you're really nurturing and nourishing yourself through that process. So, you know, good food, water, scented candles, baths, whatever it might mean for you, what you need to renew and relax, to integrate, to assimilate. That's what this card 3 is all about. So you're ready for this by the end of the week. You may be ready for it by the middle of the week, but just make sure that you're factoring in these pockets of space to be able to assimilate and integrate and understand, because that's going to help you with disconnecting from the power play. Now, the final card, the bonus card, is all about soul alignment. And so we're doing quite a lot of personal work here and really understanding ourselves, which, you know, this is what we're here for. This is why you're in this space, because this is, you know, what I do personally. I'm, you know, always kind of like looking at, not always, but as much as I can, trying to catch myself in the kind of moment of where I'm placing my power and what I'm thinking and why have I just said that. And, you know, so there is quite a lot of analysis that goes on. And the more you kind of get into doing it, the more that you're able to do it. But this is where the soulful self-awareness comes from. And we really get to understand our patterning and our habits and our impulses and things that don't serve or support us. So this is a very personal journey. Obviously, we're looking at external stuff here, but it's where we give our power away and we're giving it back. When we get to soul alignment, there's also just a little nod to your home environment as well. So is there anything from a soul perspective, from a human perspective, that you would like to just kind of freshen up in your home environment as well? So you know, when we do this type of work and we're doing the clearing and the healing and we're doing the journaling and we're doing the reflection, we need to do that in a nice space. We need to make sure our spaces are cleansed and cleared as well. Because these energies, these thoughts, these feelings, because we don't know what we need to do in order to, you know, release ourselves from power play. So there could be some difficult conversations that are had, but then that energy can then stay stagnant and stuck in the environment. So we do then need to clear our spaces as well, so that we're feeling fresh and renewed and relaxed. You know, we're taking all of that and we're doing that. But then we step back into an environment that's still holding on to that energy. So then that kind of just then reflects back onto us. We start to take that energy back into our auric field. So we don't really want to do that either. We want everything to be kind of pristine and clean and clear. So the soul alignment for this week is to have maybe a bit of a declutter. I mean, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going into spring. So, you know, we're more likely to want to do that anyway. We just have this urge to start maybe opening up the windows. And for some of us, it's getting the sage out. Not for me, because Jeff doesn't like it. Doesn't like any incense. Anything that I really like from a smell perspective in the cleansing space, he's no, can't do any of that. So sound, tuning forks, pendulum, clapping hands in the corners of your room. There's lots of ways that you can cleanse and clear your space. I've also got my aura. I've been using this instead. Because this smells beautiful. And it's got orange blossom in it, so it's abundance as well. It's got 6 fragrances in there, but it smells beautiful, and that's high vibrational. So I'm spraying that. That's my go-to now. So making sure that your environment is cleansed and cleared. That's your soul alignment. So that's quite a practical. I mean, this is all practical, but this is a more easy practical action to take. So recap: power play, card 1. Card 2, release the guilt, about releasing power play and reclaiming your power back. Have a bit of a rest, have lots of pauses, lots of reflection and integration time, because this potentially is a big week when we're looking at our power and having those little check-ins to see. And make sure that your home and environment, or even just the one space where you're going to be doing this work, is nice, cleansed, cleared before and afterwards, so that it just feels good when you're doing the reflection work, the shadow work, whatever it is that you want to do, the cleansing, the clearing, the healing. If you need support, let me know. If you want to get your own deck, let me know. The links are in the comments. If you want to get your own Akashic Aura Ascension spray, which is high vibrational magic in a bottle, then I've got a waiting list for that because I'm waiting for a restock because all of my bottles have sold. So yeah, let me know. Let me know how these cards land. And if you've got any questions or any thoughts, please pop them in the comments below and I will be in touch. So have a fabulous week. Don't forget to check out the Mercury retrograde pendulum activation at the end of the video. It's posted here and I'll speak to you soon. Love and blessings. Bye.